up, guys? It is Baseball and Whatever. Welcome back. This is episode 9. This week, we are doing our baseball talk as usual with the Cubs and Sox and around the Major League. But we are also going to count down our top 5 N64 games. So if you are into Nintendo 64 or Nintendo in general, I will put in the show notes when to skip ahead to that if you have no interest in baseball, which I get. Sometimes the Cubs and Sox are kind of boring, but not so much lately. So that's been
I'm here for the N64.
You're here for the N64.
I'll just hang out for a little while when you guys handle baseball. So
and there's Greg, there's Vinny. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have not seen us before, obviously Baseball and Whatever, you can find us on Twitter at Baseball and What. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. And if you have a Facebook page, we now have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/baseballandwhatever. So feel free, leave a comment on there. And any place you want to contact us, we will read your stuff on the air, or I should say Greg will, and we will go from there. So without further ado, I'm going to throw it to Greg, who is going to tell us about some show feedback we got. Greg, take it away.
Thank you, Justin. Good to be back. Vinny, great to have you back again.
Hello.
Wearing your Sox hat. I love it. So our buddy Dave R is back. He's our buddy now. It's not just your buddy.
He's not just my buddy?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Friend of the show.
Yep.
Because he writes in. So Dave R, thank you for writing us back. You might have to help me out with this one, Justin. But so Dave left a YouTube comment from our.
Yes, this is probably not going to make any sense to you. Yes.
No, that's okay. I'll just SOCOM2 clan. Is it ZZZ or Triple Z? The Insomniacs. Am I saying that right?
Yes. Back in high school, I thought I was clever, and since we played at like midnight to 3 a.m., we were the Insomniacs, and the 3 Zs for sleeping. So. Yeah, so
Clever.
That was we were Foxhound from Metal Gear Solid for a while. We were the Insomniacs. We were
who was all in this clan, Justin?
Me, my Alex, who I just stood up in his wedding a couple weeks ago. My friend Matt, who runs Chicago Tomahawk, and then a bunch of other people we met online.
Okay.
A few of which we still keep in touch with. So yeah, we were Rainbow 1 after Rainbow 6 at one point, and then we were Foxhound. Then we were the Insomniacs. Then we were, oh god, the Red Fraction Coalition. I don't know. We made up a bunch of Hi-Fi Navy. We made up a bunch of weird names.
Made up everything.
But anyway, I digress.
Anyway, Dave writes, good times during the wee hours of the night/morning. Those were awesome times. And you know what? Stuff like that were awesome times.
Yeah.
You know, anytime playing video games with your friends.
Yeah.
Late in the night, early in the morning, always good stuff.
We're gonna be playing Battlefield 2042, right, Greg?
I believe so. Someone might have to unwrap it for me though, so it doesn't make like part 3 of Slime. But we won't get into that.
Although
today.
I feel like an old man. I'm lucky if I can make it to like 12:30 on the weekends now. And we were up to like 3 a.m. every weekend playing those clan wars. So.
I remember that. I remember those days.
Those were the days.
So we have another message, this time from Facebook, kind of newly created Facebook page. So Nathaniel V writes in and he has a little Tony La Russa comment. Nathaniel V says, the Sox are winning. As long as they keep doing that, I don't care who's doing the job, even if the guy doesn't know the rules. Good for you, Nathaniel. Yeah, that's the attitude. That's the attitude we need to have. You are dead on, Nathaniel.
I think that was in response to, I posted a picture of Tony La Russa trying to be cool with his shy hat tilted to the side.
With the city connection.
It was a great look.
It was. If he would have been in on the Yoan Moncada romper night, I think I would have bought that more. But considering he had nothing to do with that, I was like, you're just trying to be a...
Did he actually turn his hat that way, or did one of the players do that?
That's a good question.
I could see like Tim Anderson going up behind him and like turning it and then him just leaving it because he doesn't care.
I think you're right.
He was probably asleep too.
You know what?
Someone did that and he woke
and then
up
he's
and
like, "Why does my hat feel so good?"
What's happening?
We're
in
the 7th inning. Someone put down a sacrifice bunt.
Right, but I love the message, Nathaniel. I love the attitude. In all honesty, probably turtle could manage this team. A turtle does kind of manage this team, but this clubhouse is still kind of running itself. So yeah, good attitude, Nathaniel. But I'm still gonna slime Tony La Russa if something happens because I need to keep this vlog going. So.
I got to admit, I'm a little bummed. I think it was 2 weeks ago we put down our over under on when Tony would make another weird, stupid.
Oh yeah,
thing.
that's right.
And I think we said June 5th or June 10th. I can't remember which one it was, but either way,
I can't remember. Yeah,
he is short of doing something stupid tonight while we're recording. He has made it, so we'll have to set.
Well, do you count the sacrifice bunt as stupid?
If you listen to his explanation, which just was him talking in circles for 10 minutes, I guess I'll give it to him because in his mind it made perfect sense. Even though I think Derek Holland had not gotten an out against the Sox this year. Does that sound about right?
Derek Holland recorded an out? Is he real like a real actual out? Vinny, it was stupid, but it's it's the way the game used to be played. Blah blah blah. Same old BS. So
it's not as bad as the unwritten rule,
right? So you don't. It's just not what the modern game does. It's not what the sabermetrician's like. But it's not what I don't. It's not what I like. But I won't count that, even though if I lose the bet, I won't count that against him, I suppose. Being too nice, but whatever.
Hey, you're getting soft in your old age, Greg.
I am, seriously.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. So.
You hate to see it.
All right. Well, that closes the book on our comments for this week. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube, there should be a little descriptor in the bottom of the screen that'll tell you how to contact us again if you would like to do so. If you're listening to it online, don't forget to check the show notes. You'll have all the contact information there again.
Absolutely. So, and Dave and Nathaniel, keep it coming. Keep writing. We like your comments, especially Dave. You got good stuff. So keep writing. Keep writing.
He's bringing it. So he's probably a little worried. I know he's a huge Avalanche fan, and they are if they lose one more game, they're going to get knocked out of the playoffs. So we'll see what happens there. But all right. On that note, we are going to switch gears straight to the White Sox. So the first thing we have on there is the question, can we have robot umps in the majors now / Will Little is a bitch?
Yes, he is.
So I'm not quite sure. I'm going to go on a limb and say that's a Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Vinny, would you like to
Vinny.
kind of dive a little deeper in that? I know that was from about last week, was it?
Yeah, that was last week. And I know that was also followed up by the comment that Tony La Russa threw Giolito under the bus, but it started
I had
with
that in there.
It was a bad call. It was a really low ball on Moncada, and they called him strike 3. Right? Was that ended the inning?
Mm-hmm.
And Giolito said something to him, and I think the Will Little told him to go check it, and he must have came back. Yeah, and he came back and he probably said he did. You're still wrong.
Yeah.
And he threw him out for what? Yeah. You were wrong. I think umpires are the softest people in baseball. They absolutely aggravate me. They always have to make the game about them.
Yes.
Like just
Joe West is a perfect example.
Yeah. I think players would have more respect for the umpires if he was like, yeah, I missed it. Okay,
I'll own up to that.
Own up.
And
to
umpires do that. Some umpires do that. Most don't, though.
Yeah, but that's such a little bitch move.
He had a shit zone all night for that game.
Yeah,
for both sides.
Both sides,
both sides was shit, and you want to. So robot umps.
I'm telling you, you go robot strike zone, and then to appease the umpire union, you give them a right field ump and a left field ump like you do for the playoffs, but you give them all season. So then you actually are giving them an extra job on the fields. And you have a robot ump. You're still going to need somebody behind the plate to call, safe at home and stuff like that. So it's coming. I bet 10 years it'll be here. You think?
Oh, I think before that.
They already possibly got sooner. I think they're starting to work it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Levels are independent. Maybe they're trying to work it out. So
Justin, to kind of get back to your second talking point, you're not the only person to think that Tony La Russa threw Lucas Giolito under the bus, but I honestly don't think he did that at all. I actually thought he was somewhat defending him.
Okay. I guess I could kind of see it a little bit the way he kind of.
If you look at what he said, quoting him, he said Giolito was having some fun, but you can't have it at the expense of the umpires, which is true because they are very soft. I mean
Right.
He's saying he was having fun. He didn't say that.
Yeah.
Oh, he was wrong. He shouldn't have said
That's
anything.
true. That's true.
I think that's about as defensive as he's going to
That's about as, yeah, that's true.
I was going to say, has Tony gotten tossed this year? Does Tony still have it in him? Or
now, when you say tossed, are you talking about kicked out of a game or drunk? Which one are you referring to?
Well, I kicked out of the game because I know the latter. So, yeah. I don't even know if Tony has it left in him. I'm hoping he does. He probably doesn't, but
no, I mean that
he just loses mind.
That would have to work up a level of excitement and energy that I don't.
That
would
actually got it.
No,
that's one aspect of the game that I kind of miss is umpires not umpires, managers just losing their goddamn mind, just going off. Pinella style, exactly. I miss it so much, even if it's no good reason. And I think I'd really like Tony a little more, even if it's just for that day. If you see something like that, him kind of going out for his player or something, whether Lucas is in the wrong or not, just defending his guy. Would love to see it, but
I mean, that's pretty much why Cub fans love Pinella, is the fact that he just everybody I think just wanted to see him come out of the dugout,
and especially
the new one.
Vintage Mariners Pinella when he was a little bit younger.
Oh, totally.
With Griffey and Buhner and Randy Johnson and stuff. Yeah,
well, I always think of that. His first ejection as when he was with the Cubs was at Mark. Remember, Angel Pagan was called out at third base. Mike Quaddy was the third base coach, and there comes Lou charging out, and Len Casper's on the call. He's like, this might be the one. Sure enough, he's tossing his hat. He's kicking dirt on Mark Wegner. I'm like, God, I love baseball. So.
Yep. That was, that was something. Oh, that's going, man, time is flying.
Yeah.
On that note, speaking of time flying, see, I'm getting better at my segues. Last week.
Ooh, that's pro move.
That broadcasting school is really paying off. This last week was the 5-year anniversary of the James Shields and Fernando Tatis
been that
trade.
Long.
5 years.
So
that still stings a little bit.
I want to say,
a little, Greg.
It's kind of dying off a little bit because the Sox are good. So don't get me wrong. It still stings.
James Shields went on and had like 3 Cy Youngs. It was a win-win trade, right? Big game, James. He will forever live in infamy. I feel like in our discussions when we all get together. How many we have to reference him at least once every time we all get together.
Yeah,
of course.
I think my dad does that for sure.
Yes. It's
Vince
staple.
does love bringing up Big Game James. So
I think that's the only Sox player he actually knows though.
No, Vinny, he's listening. We're gonna get an email tomorrow now.
That's all right. Sure. We need the correspondence.
That's true. I just remember obviously not being a Sox fan, but I was curious about the trade just because I knew who Fernando Tatis Sr. was.
Of course.
But I mean, now you guys probably follow the Sox a little bit more than I do. You'll have to clarify. Was he considered a pretty top prospect at the time, or was he kind of like middle of the line?
I think he was top 10.
Okay.
But he was super young and we weren't really paying attention to him.
Yeah.
He had kind of, that raw skill, which had that, that high ranking, but we didn't know it would translate into what the superstar he is now. It was just kind of a guy that we weren't paying attention to, I guess. And then we also shipped over Eric Johnson, who was on the team, but that didn't really turn into anything. But it was probably a Reinsdorf, Kenny Williams sort of move, to get a solid starter.
Yeah, they had good intentions. It wasn't like they were trying to screw
right. I mean, but it's just like that, old adage where we were just before the rebuild, we were just trying to, go for it and everything any way we could.
Get a bunch of old guys.
Yeah, that was our game for so long. So it was really weird when it all changed over then. So
well, Greg, here's your challenge for this week because you're getting so good at your Photoshop skills making our thumbnails for YouTube. You're going to take Tatis.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're going to take Tatis in a Padres uniform with the pinstripes and find a way to make it look like he's in a White Sox uniform.
Okay.
Just try
something out. Can I do it on MLB The Show?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Trade him.
Just try. Yeah.
No, I'll try something out.
No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But yeah, that's what could have been. But you know what? The Sox are good right now. They have a great great system set up in place. So it's not
good. And you know what? I'm still, you know, I think we do like the Padres on this podcast. I'll root for Tatis. You know, I really like the kid, and I hope he has a long, awesome career.
They have a fairly
against the White Sox.
No, I like Eric Hosmer, Manny Machado. I could take or leave, but he kind of burned the Sox a little bit. But all right. Greg, you want to talk about Lance Lynn?
So I just really quick, guys. I just want to kind of recap. I guess just last night. I do want to give a quick shout to Mr. Tim Jordan of Arlington Heights. He was nice enough to gift me 2 White Sox tickets to the game last night.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it was last minute, and it's kind of hard, you know, with kids and everything to go and make that happen. So I wasn't able to go. And, you know, I was disappointed at first because they were actually really good seats. But then, you know, I watched a little bit of the game, then listened to the rest on the radio, and man, it was an ugly loss. Before we recorded yesterday, Justin, it was still 2-1, and Lynn was still in the game. This is before Bummer came in, and everything started to fall apart. But oh man, just looking at the box score and then looking at the bullpen and all the errors just kind of ruined the day for the White Sox. I'm kind of glad I didn't miss anything. But yeah, no, Lance Lynn. I mean, that was another part of it. It's like, I'm going to miss a Lance Lynn. You know, Lance Lynn was one of the guys I really want to see pitch. And he was great. You know, he was doing his thing. He had the 1 earned run. I think he had like 9 strikeouts over 7 innings. But, you know, I mean, it was just kind of like the, you know, bullpen from there. Bummer giving it up. Hoyer, Foster. I don't remember how they did, but I know Bummer gave up a couple earned runs there.
He's been struggling this year, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He hasn't. I think the numbers aren't great, but I think he's actually pitching worse than the numbers actually look. I think his numbers actually make him look better than the stuff he's dishing out there. Yeah, no, it's not a good thing. So, and the bullpen's kind of come around, but you know, it's kind of been just a few guys, not the whole, you know, the whole group of them as we had hoped. But so that's something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. And then more devastating news. White Sox lose another fucking starter, 60-day IL, and I know I've given, you know, I've talked shit about Nicky Madrigal, but let's face it, he's been kind of coming around. You know, he's been getting some extra base hits, and he's kind of put the defensive woes behind him. And then, you know, 7th inning, was it the right hamstring tear? And guys, he's on the 60-day IL now.
Oof. So who do they go to as their starting second baseman now?
It looks like I'm sure you guys know who Danny Mendick is, and he's been kind of a nice fill-in guy for them. But I mean, Nick Madrigal's been producing. I mean, that's one of our guys, and that's our third, you know, key starter to go down that we're going to have out for a long time. So
you guys are going to trade for Chris Bryant now, right?
He can play second base, can he?
Or he could play third. McConaughey could play second, right?
I think
isn't that when McConaughey was a second baseman?
He was, but he was bad as a second baseman. I don't want that that might be a thing. I don't know. You put him back at second base and everything falls apart. And he's having kind of like a quiet, good season, minus kind of like the power numbers not being there. But the guy's getting on base like crazy. So it's a good question. They did call up Brian Goodwin, who we kind of mentioned on the podcast before, you know, the guy that was cut by the Pirates. So that can only be good news for the White Sox, right?
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
Let me know how that one plays out.
Not well. So yeah, just another tough injury right there. So hopefully we can something more to pull through. You know, they've been doing really well, minus the bats of, you know, Eloy and Luis Robert. You know, we still managed to put together a really solid season, but you know, this obviously doesn't make things any easier. So,
well, you know, Greg, when you've had injuries like Eloy and Robert and now Nicky Bats, there's only one thing that's going to cure you, and that's having a good manager. So, if anyone's got a good manager, if there's anything we do in baseball,
is there anyone out there?
It's that Tony La Russa is now. I think you found he's second all time in wins now, right? Right, Greg?
He is, and I did write that down, and I don't know why I wrote it down, because who fucking cares?
You do, Greg. Come on.
I don't
Deep
care.
down, you do care.
You know what, guys? Look at this. Look at this right there. Everyone looking at the Google Doc.
Yep.
Gone.
Oh, he deleted
and there you
it.
go. Look, Bob Melvin just passed La Russa for second all time on the Oakland A's automatic.
That's you just there you Thanos finger snap Tony's record out of existence.
He's dust. He's
man.
gone. No, yeah, he's second all time. And when that was kind of expected when you saw the
when they brought him back.
When they brought him back, he's active. No one's gonna catch Casey Stengel. So
no.
So whatever. I feel like a bag of shit for bringing that up. Ignore me, guys. Ignore me.
We need to play like a Bond sound after that one. Just as a reminder.
Oh, I like that idea. One last thing I wanted to bring up really quick, guys. There's actually a pretty cool podcast out, and I recommend it. You listen to it right after you listen to ours, of course.
Of course.
It's called Sox Degrees, with Len Casper and Jason Benetti. And just those two names alone are very entertaining.
It's worth it right there.
You don't even have to be a Sox fan to appreciate it. So if you guys check it out, they had Rick Hahn on for the first episode. Wow. I think episode 2 is in the works. So those two, I mean, you guys are big Len Casper fans, so am I. And I know we're big Jason Benetti fans too. So it's a pretty fun listen just to kind of have some banter with those two guys, and kind of Rick Hahn unfiltered a little bit. He can't say much, obviously, but it's good. It's interesting conversation. Yeah. For a contending team right now. So
those two, I know I've said this in the past, like Jason Benetti, even when he does, what does he do? I think I've heard him do college basketball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's done other things. He is very good at his
job. He's going to be doing some stuff in the Olympics too.
Yeah. I heard that. So I will definitely give that a listen.
When he came in the booth, I mean, you guys know that. I mean, him and Steve Stone, like, who knew?
They're phenomenal.
What a pairing that would be. I mean, just great TV broadcasting right there. So
yeah, and Steve Stone, I feel like he's gotten like, I don't want to say the fountain of youth, but I feel like he's kind of rejuvenated. Not that he was kind of coming to the tail end.
You're 100% right. He's
and Benetti are just perfect.
It's almost like a whole new comfort zone.
It is.
For him. He feels like he can talk more, open up without Hawk just shooting down. Stone had interesting stuff to say, and Hawk be like, oh, he's no Todd Frazier bullshit. So
well, obviously I loved Steve Stone on the Cubs broadcast, but I feel like even with Chip Carey, he didn't have the same rapport with Chip Carey that he does with Jason Benetti.
No, you're right.
Like you said, Greg, I think you put it best. There's a comfort level there, or they're in a comfort zone where they they riff off each other, they do a
they're
great
having
job.
Fun. Yeah. Great chemistry. They're like, they sound two friends,
Baseball is supposed to be fun.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I've been told. Well, I don't know about that, but that's what I've been told. That's what I've been told. All right. Well, unless you guys have anything else for the Sox, we will switch gears.
I'm done.
You're done? All right. Yes. We will jump gears. We will jump over to the Cubs now.
I like this section much better.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure you do. Vinny, do you want to start off? I think you were the one that put this here about the poor takes on Cubs ownership.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw stuff on Twitter about the Cubs ownership, and I don't know where it's come from. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Tom Ricketts isn't looking to sell the team, is he?
No,
I don't believe so.
No. I
would
don't think so either? But I've seen him compared to Rachel Phelps from Major League, and I'm just like, I don't get that. Like,
no,
he does want them to win, and then
maybe the showgirl part.
Yeah, well, that's the part that I saw, but I still don't get that. Why would the Cubs want to use him as motivation? I don't get that. Or when the Cubs were, I forgot who they were beating up on somebody recently, where they're hitting a couple home runs. Maybe the Giants, but then they did the meme of LeBron, or the gif of LeBron leaving the game early, saying, "Oh, this is Tom Ricketts right now," and like, I don't get that's such a bad take. I'm like,
no, I don't get that either.
If anything, he's going to be thrilled that they're winning, and they're a low payroll team. I think that any major sports team in a major market would love to run their baseball organization like the Rays, to be pay little but be very successtional.
Right.
You're kidding yourself if you think that every team wants to spend. Obviously, big player like a Trout or somebody that's generational talent that'll bring in like the sponsorships. But I mean, I think any owner would want to have a payroll the size of the Rays, but be super successful
without a
like
doubt.
they are. So yeah. I just think the bad takes on Cubs ownership needs to stop. If you want to call them cheap, They've been cheap. I mean, the evidence is there with the Darvish trade and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't say that he wants to be cheap and not win. I think he wants to win. He just doesn't. He's been tired of being top 5 payroll and paying the luxury tax. Like, if that was my money, I'd be kind of upset too. But I mean, I'm also a fan of the team and want them to also win.
And I mean, like, I feel
there's
like
players that you got to pay money to win. But go ahead, Justin.
No. Go ahead, finish your thought.
I was going to say, but any smart baseball fan knows that spending money doesn't correlate with winning. We all know that because the Yankees for so many years would spend, but not win. So, I mean, I just think the poor takes on Cubs ownership needs to stop. Be better, Cubs fans.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be the first to admit, do I like Tom Ricketts? No, I don't like some of the moves he's done. Has he done some good things? Yes, I would totally, I can totally appreciate some of the things he's done. But like you said, Vinny, to your credit, like, if you're rich enough to buy a team, or in this case, I think his dad gave him a bunch of money, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, really, that's like your plaything is a billion or a millionaire, billionaire. And like, you're going to want your plaything to be good. It's not like he's trying to sabotage the team. I mean, somewhere in their sabermetrics or in their advanced scouting, they felt the need to trade Darvish put them maybe not better for this season, but better off, more established down the road for something that I don't see, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, like you said, he doesn't want to lose, you know what I mean? And like you said, everyone in a perfect world is, especially when you're spending all that money, and it's easy for us because it's not our money. Everyone wants to be the Rays, to be like bottom basement payroll and still be good, and yeah. So I totally get that. I thought it was funny last week. I think it was wasn't on Saturday Suckage with Rosenblum. I think it was what's Spiegel's show on the Score before that?
Hit and Run.
Was that on Sunday?
Hit and Run? Yeah. Okay.
Or Inside the Clubhouse.
Inside the Clubhouse.
Inside the Clubhouse is with
Bruce Levine.
Yeah,
David Haw,
your buddy. Yeah.
I think it was on Levine and David Haw's show. They had Jed Hoyer on last week, and I was listening to it. And in reference to Baez and Bryant and Rizzo and all their contracts, his exact quote was, "They're great players. What they've done here is really special. If there's a way to continue that relationship, we want to do it."
Oh, I wonder what that could be.
What does that even mean? Like, is that just corporate speak? Like, yeah, these guys aren't going to be back because they're going to want too much, or is it them trying to save face because they know the fans know what they're going to end up doing? Like, I heard that and I'm like, come on, give the fans a little bit of credit and just say, hey, we want to keep them. Can we? We don't know right now, but we'll see where it goes. But like this, it was a lot. We've had a lot of fun with them. Like, come on,
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like about ownership. Having what's his name, Crane Kenny, come on the Score and play the world's smallest violin.
Yeah.
Oh, we had all these biblical losses. No one cares. Everybody struggled.
So did everyone else. Yeah.
No one cares. You're doing fine. Shut up. If you really want to, play that game, open up your payroll or open up the books and let the players see it. Yeah. But until then, just shut up. You don't need to have someone come on radio waves and, play the little violin for you.
Yeah.
It's
woe is me,
Yep.
I'm on a positive though. They are still hanging on to first. I think the last time I checked this morning, are they a half game in front of St. Louis?
No, the Brewers.
Half game in front of the Brewers.
Third.
Okay. But they do have a big 3-game series against St. Louis. Wrigley will be rocking. It's back to full occupancy. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that goes well. I heard a clip from, I think it was Lawrence Holmes on 670 The Score with David Ross, that he kind of made a mention that, he's hoping that his team can show the ownership that they want to be buyers and they want a chance to take this a step further. Whether or not realistically that's the best move to make in terms of like the bigger picture, I don't know. I would say
stand pat.
Yeah, we kind of
talked about this.
The last episode when we were all together, and we kind of talked about standing pat. And now they're going to go get Max Scherzer.
Gosh.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of this kind of team. I think I said on the last episode, like, let's just go, these are the guys, and I'm not saying you can't add,
you could, like we said, waiver pickups,
right? You don't have to add like a huge contract.
Well,
like
and
so.
See that the thing they need to be careful of, and I feel like all the talking heads on TV and on ESPN talk about this, MLB Network too, to a certain extent, is that as the trade deadline comes, I think one of these teams in the division that feels better off is going to make a move, maybe even a big move or a somewhat big move, and then you're going to have to see, okay, say the Cardinals make a move. Does that then force the hand of the Cubs and Brewers to do something in response? Which, if you're doing something in response, I would argue that's probably not good to begin with. But I don't know.
Cardinals are going to tap out though. Didn't they just lose Flaherty?
They did. I think they did.
Yeah.
I think this might be up to the Brewers. I think the Brewers are the ones. Yeah,
they're going to be the first ones.
They need race.
Yeah,
and they just need bats too. The Brewers don't need pitching. They're set on pitching.
Right.
They just need bats. No one can hit on their team. So. I think that they're going to get a bat because that bats are always cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, look what we got for Castellanos. So
that's true. That's true.
So I think the Brewers are in the best. I mean, I think the Brewers are in the best spot to make a move and probably should make a move for hitting. I mean, the Cubs, what are the best they can do is try to find a Jake Arrieta and hopefully they can turn him around. This version of Jake Arrieta. Was stinking until
yesterday.
Last game.
Yeah. I had a bunch of stuff in the outline to go off on him. I'm like, I'll save it because I'm sure he'll have another awful start in the near future.
Yeah, he was going against Yu Darvish.
Yeah. I did not see that coming, that he was actually going to make it 5 innings. But I think too, in going along with the trade deadline, is it's going to be really telling to see who's actually on the roster, because I'm looking at from MLB.com, we got the roster moves they've made from injuries. So we got 2 days ago, they activated Alec Mills. 2 days ago, they optioned Corey Abbott, who was another pitcher. 2 days ago, they put Adbert Alzolay on the 10-day injured list. And then we have Javi Baez is still day-to-day with a sore thumb. We got Matt Duffy, all-star extraordinary third baseman this year, is still day-to-day. Nico Horner is still considered day-to-day. No, he's not day-to-day.
No, he's a couple weeks or two.
Yeah, a couple weeks from returning still. Trevor Williams, who was having kind of a decent season, he had an emergency appendectomy. Justin Steele's got a hamstring problem. David Bodie's going to be out for a while because he dislocated his shoulder. And then you got, a couple other guys on the 60-day. So,
good God.
Yeah, Marisnik just came back.
Okay.
He's back now.
And Hayward's back.
Hayward's back. So I think that's going to be, if you don't have your full team back, it's going to be hard to make a move too, because you don't know when these guys are going to come back. And if they do, are they going to come back in form, or are they going to have a little bit of a grace period to get readjusted again? So we'll see.
Where's D Gordon at?
D Gordon, I don't know what's going on with D Gordon.
I think
he's trying to get into shape.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like we need to start like a Carmen Sandiego bit here. And where in the world is D Gordon right now?
Yeah,
he's sitting in a bar in Iowa just waiting for his time to play for the Iowa Cubs. I don't know. I will
better than what Tony La Stella did, right?
Yeah. There's a name right there. All right. Before we switch gears to around the league, last thing I'll say is we were talking about this a little bit before the show. The Cubs, they're not throwbacks. What are they? I don't even know what the
City Connect
series
specialty.
Uniforms. Last week I saw a leaked photo of just the jersey, and I was like, oh, this is garbage. I still don't really like the whole Wrigleyville thing. I think it was cool. I was talking to actually one of the teachers I work with, Dan, who told me we are in his regular rotation of podcasts now. So if he's listening, I expect
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
He's a math teacher, so he knows his stuff. But he was saying that, he thought it would have been smart. The Sox did the south side. The Cubs could have done the north side and kind of played off.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
that would have been neat. The blue by itself is kind of boring, but if they wear the socks in the sleeves like Hayward and Baez do in that one photo, the baby blue with the navy blue looks really cool. I'll try and find a photo.
Don't do the full pants like Rizzo, because it looks like it looks like a track suit.
It does.
He's getting ready for bed.
Yeah. And I love the hat. I think the hat with the Chicago Stars is awesome.
The hat's the winner of that.
Yes.
I want to buy the hat, but like Vinny and I have been talking, we don't want to spend $40 on a hat either.
Do it.
If anybody listening out there wants to buy me that,
if you want to donate one to the show,
this man has another kid on the way. Buy him the damn hat.
So,
people.
I wear size 7 5/8.
Oh, he wears the salad bowl, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that.
So there'll be like one in stock of that hat. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I think it would be really cool if they would have added pinstripes like the Sox did on theirs.
Yep.
Like if you would have had the light blue pinstripes with that blue. But anyway, we'll see. I think
that's what
the patch on it was cool.
The patch was neat too with the Chicago River. Yeah, I agree.
I think, like you said before, kind of like that dark blue with the light kind of powder baby blue. I think that's what kind of popped for me.
It makes it really
like the color. Yeah, the Wrigleyville thing, the text on there. I'm like, you could do without that. Northsiders would have been.
I will
say,
I agree
with that.
What I find hilarious is in the PR, stuff on Twitter was all about, respect our neighborhood. And, we took that because we see all these signs in Wrigleyville saying respect our neighborhood. And I want to be like, you realize that's just because they don't want people pissing in their yard after they leave the game, right? Like that's all that's for. It has nothing to do about neighborhood pride. It's just, please don't piss in my yard.
Yeah.
But I will digress. So let's move on to just around the MLB. One thing I thought was really cool, and then we can talk about the other stuff you guys have, is the last week or so, I have never watched college softball ever. And the other weekend, there was a game. I guess this was the first time they were actually on broadcast TV that was like your 2579, your major networks on ABC. Mm-hmm. And I watched a few on ESPN. That's a lot of fun to watch. Like high level softball. I did not realize like the different types of pitches there are, like the rise ball, some of the diving catches that players were making. One of the girls.
Can I speak on that really quick?
Go ahead.
I've actually, playing baseball in high school, post high school years. Mm-hmm. Also, I've faced, just kind of like for fun, a lot of, D1, D3, softball pitchers. These girls are like impossible to hit.
Yeah.
I don't know that rise ball. Oh my! I don't know if you guys ever seen it. First of all, these girls throw really, really hard.
Yeah,
like even just playing catch with some of them, like wow, they
had the speed gun, and I'm like, obviously doing the windmill, which I remember my sister. She was a really good. She was a pitcher. She was a good softball player, and she would go to clinics on practicing windmill, and like to be able to get it up to 70 miles an hour doing the windmill, like that's crazy. Like I can't imagine.
It's insane. Yeah. And it's just so deceiving too. And it's healthier for the arm to go in that motion, believe it or not, even though it looks, the motions look crazy, but some of the pitches they could throw, I mean, those balls move. Yeah. Those balls move such a short distance too. Like it's hard to pick up. It's really hard.
I wanted to shout that out there because obviously I never really paid attention to it. The World Series is over now. I believe Oklahoma won, but last week there was a pitcher. It was her 21st birthday. Her name was Montana Fouts. She pitched for Alabama. She threw a perfect game on her birthday, and through the season, she had struck out 344 batters in 210 and 2/3 innings.
Wow,
which is like incredible. So, I mean, that's awesome. So, the fact that
Montana.
The fact that it's getting a little TV time, like I think of like my niece just started softball this week. I mean, that's cool for especially for all the girls out there that are into baseball, and now they see this and they realize that there's an avenue to play at a high level. That was awesome. So,
I will say too that my daughter just started she just had her second practice of T-ball today.
Oh,
so
hey,
nice. If she gets into this, maybe, softball, maybe it'd be great if we could do baseball, maybe, but even if it translates into softball, if she likes it, I won't force it, obviously, if she doesn't like it, but it's always,
no, you force it. That's what you're supposed to do as a parent.
I know. You see,
force it until they don't like it anymore.
Right. So I know what that's like, but, no, I'm just kidding. Kind of, so we'll see, hopefully, that translates a little bit, and maybe we got a couple softball players we can
totally that would be awesome
in the future. But shout out to the softball players. You guys
they're awesome.
You guys kick ass.
All right, I don't know who put this on here, but our boy, former Cub Rich Hill. Vinny, was that you, Greg? I don't know who that was. Vinny, all right. Tell me about Rich Hill. I did not know the man was still in the league.
Dick Mountain.
Yeah, he's with the Rays.
He had
a phenomenal June.
Good Lord.
May. I put it down for June, but we're not through June.
Hey, he's got a phenomenal June.
But he pitched 34 and 2/3 inning last month and had a .78 ERA.
Good Lord. Wow, good for him, man.
Phenomenal.
That's one thing that's
I can't believe he's 42 years old.
40.
Oh man, I remember when he was a rookie.
Right?
Shit, that's a bummer.
I think that's a credit. The Rays, yeah, sure, they take the cheap fuck the cheap fuck, baseball plan, but damn, do they figure out their pitchers?
Yeah.
They can figure out what to get out of these guys, and I think it's pretty evident with what Rich Hill has done. So
41 years old.
How old?
41.
41. Okay.
Oh my God, I thought
days.
you were kidding. Yeah, he's actually okay.
Wow.
Good for him.
I remember him I remember him and Sean Marshall coming up at the same time. And I really liked Sean Marshall. I liked him more.
Sean
both those guys.
Yeah. Sean Marshall, I think, has been retired for a couple of years now, but
for a while, yeah.
The other thing I had, or the other two things I had, first of all, we need to congratulate Todd Frazier is on the Team USA Olympic team.
Todd representing
starting
US
third baseman, maybe. I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah,
they can't find anybody to play, can they?
They're scraping the bottom.
Have you seen some of the names on this? It's a lot of AAA guys.
It's a lot of AAA guys. I think is there a couple college guys?
Brandon Phillips is on the team.
Oh wow!
Dave, former White Sox and Yankee Dave Robertson, closer, is on the team.
Jeez.
Wow.
Matt.
So we're not going to win at the Olympics, are we?
Matt Kemp is on the team.
Oh God!
And there was one other guy I wanted.
Is there a Rust medal that we can win? Because I don't see us taking bronze.
There was another guy you guys would know. I can't remember the name though. But other than that, it's mostly a AAA, AA guys. So mostly AAA actually. So it's actually the Summer Olympics. So I don't think baseball's been part of it for a while now.
No, it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
The last thing I will say, and then we'll get to the N64 games, was I found an article on MLB.com. It was from the MLB Pipeline. They rated every single team's trade chips, which, okay. But the Cubs' number one trade chip was Craig Kimbrell, which makes sense. And then the Sox number one trade chips, try and say that fast, was number one prospect Matthew Thompson, number 3 Jonathan Stever, number 4 Andrew Dahlquist, and that was it. So I'm sorry, and Jared Kelly.
Yeah.
I had the order.
You guys remember I brought up Stever before as
I think you did.
Great chip. Yeah. So we might see something. Might be a Chicago Cub.
It can't
he's
hurt,
no Chris Bryant. So
or Todd Frazier.
Or Todd Frazier.
No
one can be Todd Frazier.
No one can be Todd Frazier.
No,
don't hitting home runs wearing the red, white, and blue. Come on. Todd.
He'll be lucky if he actually makes contact with the ball.
Very lucky. Who's he facing?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a good question. People that will strike him out would be my guess.
Yep.
All right. On that note, we
love you, Todd.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's it. We are going to shift gears to our top 5 N64 games. So if you are just fast forwarding to this, welcome. You skipped the baseball talk. You are here for the N64 talk. Who would like to go first? I went first last time. We did a top 5. Vinny, you want to go first? I guess
I'll go first. Yeah, I think it's been a while since I went first.
Vinny, start us off. What do you got for us?
5, Diddy Kong Racing.
Good choice.
Nice.
Yes, and I will fight anybody on this that says that this was worse than Mario Kart. This was a lot better. It actually took skill to play this game, where Mario Kart, the original Mario Kart, was not. There's no skill involved. The Rainbow Road was pathetic in that. But I just liked the Diddy Kong because you could use the different carts. They had like the boats, the planes, and the cards. So there was a lot more involved with it. It was definitely a fun game.
It had like its own little story mode too, didn't it? Like you would kind of, or not necessarily a story mode, but like there was an arc to what races you were going to next, right?
I think so. I have to asterisk my entire list is the fact that I did not own a 64. So all these games I played at other people's houses and forced them to play because I wanted to play them and I didn't have a 64 at a PS1. So.
Fair enough. I think that's good. Yeah. I did not have Diddy Kong. I know my neighbors did. And I just remember there was some type of story mode with like an elephant on a flying carpet that would like open up new tracks for you to race.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you anything else about it, but I did like the plane and hovercraft. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. That's definitely a good pick. Greg, you want to start off with your number 5? Oh, he came prepared.
Oh,
can you guys
Rogue
see
Squadron.
Yes.
Rogue
Star Wars Rogue Squadron. One of my earliest Star Wars games, one of my earliest flying games. As a young kid, I remember the first time I rented it from Blockbuster. I was like, I have to own this game. Sure enough, got it. Star Wars guys, flying X-Wings, Death Star, Y-Wing, but Need I say more?
Did that was that the one if you got the expansion pack, it made the game look better? Or is that a different one?
I played it on the expansion pack. I had it with the expansion pack. I don't know what it was like without the expansion pack.
You might not want to, from what I've heard.
Is that the one we played over the summer?
We actually played the third one of that, Vinny.
That's right.
Justin, where were you? I think you were sleeping, or maybe you already left. Justin was either napping or
reading
left already,
or reading. I had a couple of really good books,
which I would have thrown the books out.
Yeah, you probably. Hey, I did play. Well, we'll get into what we did play. What I played,
but no, Vinny, you and we played Rebel Strike, which was for the GameCube, which was the third game of that trilogy and the finale of that trilogy.
Nice,
which was fun. I mean, we were you were kicking my ass there towards the end. So hats off to you, Vinny.
Oh, thank you.
You had Slave 1. You destroyed Slave 1. Damn it.
You can't go wrong with that.
Possible.
So, all right, good choice. I that is one that I've gone back and so I need to preface my list. I did not have an N64 growing up until later. Am I the
only one here that has an N64?
With the controllers in the background?
Yes, all of them.
Yeah,
almost all of them that I haven't destroyed.
Well, yeah. So I was always. I remember I got a PS1, which I loved. That is probably one of my favorite consoles. And then, like probably around 2000, I was like, N64 is kind of cool. And I remember I convinced my sister that she wanted one for Christmas, so my parents bought her one. And then I think she had one game for it, and then I bought myself, or my parents bought me games, and I own it now. I co-opted it. It's sitting about 15 feet from where I'm sitting right now.
You have like the Atomic Blue one, don't you?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
so let me preface this by saying my list is kind of weird because a lot of these games I either played a ton at my neighbors or I got when I was a kid, and then I have since bought a few more for when you guys come over and we can all get together and play. So, all right, my number 5, this is a weird pick. And you probably didn't know this about me. Neither one of you probably knew this. Around 2000 to 2001, I was the biggest wrestling fan known to man. I
can see that.
I was all in on the WWF, the Hardy Boys. Those were my guys, with the long hair, and I don't know what else they had. But anyway, I couldn't tell you last time. I haven't. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's.
Or do they have shirts?
They might. I think they did.
Okay.
I think they did.
I can't remember.
But anyway, the N64 wrestling games were amazing. So one of the reasons I wanted an N64 was for this game, and it was WWF No Mercy. I remember I spent one summer, I think I created all my friends in the game. I created all the other wrestlers that weren't in the game. We would have matches. We would, come up with backstories for our wrestlers. And it was,
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I got to high school and I stopped watching wrestling, and that was the end of that. So, but that is a game I can still break out every once in a while and play just for the nostalgia. I was kind of bummed, but the battery in the cart must have died. So all my created stuff from when I was a kid has been deleted.
No.
Yeah. It's a bummer.
Time to recreate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Memory.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I think
that's
my
a solid
guy.
one.
Oh, what was?
There were like 5 solid wrestling games.
There was No Mercy, No Mercy, WrestleMania.
They were all
WCW
good.
versus NWO.
NWO, yes.
Well,
I think that might have been my first one.
I remember my wrestler's character was named J Money after myself. So if you call me that from now on, I'll answer.
J Money.
Anyway,
from
number 4.
Whatever.
Number 4. Go ahead, Vinny.
Number 4, Mario Party 3.
Oh, good choice.
Just a solid game.
Yeah.
Game that you can always go back to, especially when you're with people, which is kind of the best way to play N64 games anyway.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like there's something to be said too for like getting people to, if you're going to actually play the board game and make someone sit and do 20 turns, it's kind of like, it's fun, but then by like the 19th, 20th turn, you just want it to end. You're like, just make this. And then there's something fun about the game that I always enjoyed. So yeah, good. Yeah. That's a good one. Did you have a favorite mini game that was in there?
No, I don't think so.
No?
It's hard to remember the names.
Yeah, I don't remember the names of any of them.
There's so many stinking Mario parties, and they're all like good, but it's like some of those mini games, are just.
They just added online play to the Switch one. You can play against people online now. So.
Oh my!
Yeah,
look how far it's come.
It's come a long way. Good pick. Greg, what's your number 4?
So this one kind of rivals your last one, or no, your 5th one, Vinny. But I'm picking this one purely for all the multiplayer we got out of this with me and my friends. So got it right there.
Mario Kart 64.
Big Mario Kart fan. It's not my favorite Mario Kart, but it's definitely one of my favorite Nintendo 64 games, purely for nostalgia. I mean, played a ton of this game with just my sisters and my friends growing up. So couldn't leave it off the list.
That was my number 2. So to anger Vinny a little bit,
yeah. You guys suck. I don't like you guys. I'm done.
I will admit,
Diddy Kong
is the better game. Diddy Kong is definitely the better game, but
yeah, I get it.
I love the Diddy Kong call.
Yeah.
I think
the amount of times you hear that music when it boots up, and it's like, I just remember being like 10 years old playing this with my cousins or my neighbors, and Toad was my guy. I was a team Toad. I always went with Toad.
The worst character.
No, he was so fast. He was so little.
Can you do a Toad impression?
Let's hear that.
What is something Toad says? I don't even know.
He goes,
"Oh no!" He
goes like, "Ow!" I can't even do it.
All right. Ow, yeah, something like that.
God.
So that was my number 2. But all right, my number 4, and this goes back to Vinny as well. My number 4 was Mario Party 2.
Oh,
so
okay.
that was one my sister got for Christmas the year she got an N64. We played it a ton. I don't remember many. Well, I remember a lot of the games, but I don't remember their names. Our favorite one was the one where you were on like a jackhammer and you had to trace out something. Was it like Crazy Cutter or something? Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, that's.
But I remember that one a ton. And still, when she comes out from Wisconsin, her and her husband, me and Erica and those two, we will sit down and play a 20-match Mario Party when they come out.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of drinking involved usually too, which makes it go a little bit better.
What are you drinking, Justin?
Either rum and Coke or Bailey's or
Wild
B&B
man right there.
No, not a B&B. No, unless you put enough Splenda in it, then I will.
Yeah,
but that's about it. That's about it. I like Malibu. I've been on a Malibu kick lately.
Good Justin boozing it.
Clear rum is healthier, I've been told. So, your dad just winced after hearing me say that. So,
shot in a beer.
Need to get that boy a Jack and Coke. All right. So my number 4 was Mario Party 2. Loved it. I still remember the first time I played the first one too. I was at a friend's house in 6th grade. It's funny that I don't know why I remember that, but Mario Party 2 was my number 4. Vinny, what's your number 3?
Number 3. Where am I? Mario Tennis.
Oh, good game.
Okay. That was a great game. There we go. Absolutely love that one. It was just a fun tennis game.
And it played really well. Like it did. It controlled really well.
Yeah. Yeah. I just remember playing that a lot. Still play that a lot with my friends when we get together and stuff like that.
I was so bummed. I bought the new one that came out for Switch a couple of years ago.
Was that Aces, right?
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Like they put in all this extra crap. Like you'd have to play against other bosses, and it was like it wasn't a tennis match. It was like you had to hit them in certain spots and they'd fall over. I'm like, dumb. I just want to play tennis,
Yeah.
And they didn't.
That's what the original was too. Yeah. The original didn't have I don't think it had like a story mode, did it?
No, I don't think it did.
No.
I don't think it did. Yeah, good game. Good game. First, I think that was the first introduction of what's Wario's brother or the purple Waluigi.
Waluigi, yeah.
Introduction to him, yeah. So
really?
I'm waiting for him to get his own game. All right. Number 3, Greg, what do you have?
This one may have been spoiled on a previous Slime, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe the last one we did.
It was.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. The yellow cartridge itself, Donkey Kong 64.
There it is.
Very nice.
I love this stinking game. It is amazing. I got it for my birthday. It came with the expansion pack. I got that because it needed it to run. You needed it to run the game.
Oh, that's right.
Just kind of because the only Donkey Kong experience I had obviously was the original, NES one, and then Donkey Kong Country, which were quite difficult.
Yeah,
and would provoke controllers being punted across the room.
Is that why you have so many, Greg?
Yes, they're backups.
Okay.
Actually, spoiler alert, none of them work. So they actually all have holes.
Show.
They're actually just kind of painted So just to cover up all the holes, it's like caulk and paint. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, and I'm sure if you listen to me, which you probably don't, I wanted a remaster or something similar like this. Kind of like an open level, kind of like adventure Super Mario 64, Super Mario Odyssey style of game with the Donkey Kong characters. In this game, you have Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Linky Kong, Tiny Kong, Chunky Kong. Like there's like 10 levels, pretty open, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of collection, a lot of mini games. What's not to love?
Yeah.
You got
it's open world, right?
It is. You could argue open world. So, what? God damn it, it's open world, and it is so much fun. It was challenging, but not too challenging. And you could, swim, jump, you could do any goddamn thing you wanted to. So I love this game. I'm gonna play it tonight.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, maybe Tuesday at the Nintendo E3 conference. Maybe they're gonna remaster or bring it back.
If that happens, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna be so. I was like Far Cry 6. Fuck you! I'm getting Donkey Kong. I don't give a shit.
In order to gain viewers,
that won't really happen.
You record that, Greg.
Yeah.
Record it live while you watch it, maybe just in case.
Live reaction. Live reaction.
Yes. All right. Well, for your sake, I hope you get your Donkey Kong 64.
Thank you. I hope so too.
I hope
so too. God damn it. Better happen now.
My number 3, I don't think any of you guys have this on your list, actually, when you sent me so I could find videos of it. My number 3, probably one of my favorite games, Star Fox 64.
There you go.
I really liked. That's a great game.
Honorable mention for me.
Multiplayer was a lot of fun. The single player was great. You had two paths you could go. One was easier, one was more difficult. They had a freaking level that was based on like Independence Day. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was one level where you got to protect like a city or a building. And then this huge mothership that looks straight out of Independence Day comes, and then you got to destroy it before it can blow up. And it literally looks shot for shot like Independence Day. So
really,
I don't know if that's a coincidence because I want to say they both were around 1996. So maybe
around the same time, I think. Yeah.
Maybe in my head, it was because they loved Will Smith's movie, and that was why. But obviously, I don't think the time matches up. But great game. You get to control the tank was okay. The submarine sucked. I hated controlling the submarine in that game.
I forgot about the submarine. Yeah,
but the spaceship itself, it was great. Yeah, I don't know if that game, like if you made a new one, I don't know if that holds up because it's pretty short. It's not very long. But yeah, fun game. So that's
they did a pretty solid sequel for the GameCube called Star Fox Assault.
Okay.
Which wasn't as good as the original, but a solid successor after that. I don't think it kind of they might have did a 3DS game. I don't really know anything about it.
Can we all agree that Slippy Toad sucks?
I think I played that game once. So,
okay,
but I do remember who Slippy Toad is, and yes, I would say that he did suck.
Oh, God, so annoying.
My sister, Tiffany, she always picks Slippy Toad, and she sucks. So yes, he sucks. So, yes,
fair enough. Tiffany.
She was also
nice.
She also picked Oddjob in GoldenEye and the monkey.
Well, that's smart to pick Oddjob
and the monkey in Time Splitters too. So.
There's a trend forming there. I'm gonna have to talk to her at the next family party.
Dirty gamer right there. So
all right, number 2, Vinny, what's your number 2?
Number 2, Battle Tanks. Did you guys ever play the first one?
Yes,
I remember.
The first one was.
I never owned that one, but yeah,
that one was absolutely great. You could actually play in Chicago. That was me and my buddy. I would spend the night at his house. We would go to Hollywood Video and rent game and play that into the wee hours of the morning. And we would just always play the Chicago level because you were on Lakeshore Drive and we're like, oh, we're in Chicago. This is awesome. Where's Soldier Field at? Yeah, just running the tanks and everything. Absolutely great game. They should really remake that game.
Yeah, I wonder who has the rights to that. That's a good one. I actually, right before COVID hit and everything got locked down, Vinny, I bought Global Assault. So next time you are in,
the second one was good too.
Yes,
I like that one.
That was a lot cheaper than the original, so I bought that one. But it's sitting here, it's nice and warm. It's waiting for you next time you're over.
Was that the green one? Or
that was the green one? Yeah,
the green one.
Green case,
yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Very good pick. Good pick.
Good stuff.
All right, Greg.
I thought it was going to be number 1.
I thought it was too because I know how much you love that game.
Yeah. I do love that game, but my number 1 it can't be beat.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough. What are we on? Number 2 for Greg. Greg, what's your number 2? Perfect Dark. See, I've never played that one. I need to play that.
This game was like the next level of GoldenEye. It introduced. I mean, it was kind of like I said, first. I'm sure most people know what it is. First person shooter, kind of set in the distant future. A touch. Introduced a lot, at least for the N64. Kind of. I got it. It's arguably the best Christmas gift I've ever received, or the most I've ever been excited for. I'll say as a kid, but I was so excited when I got that game, and my mom knew like nothing about it. So she's like, because she didn't really like me playing the violent games. But I'm like, no, it's totally fine. So I remember, yeah, it had great reload animations. It was the story mode was long. It had great, split screen multiplayer, blood, a lot of really detailed levels for its time. Solid story, solid characters, pretty dark, a lot of fun.
Nice. I'm gonna have to try that sometime.
Highly recommended.
I have never played that.
The only problem is it doesn't, because there's been so much, because it was kind of like almost, I don't know if pioneer is a stretch for console gaming. It wouldn't have the same punch now, I don't think, unfortunately. So I would definitely, because I think you guys can still appreciate what it did for that time, as because we were all growing up around that same time. But really just a solid fun game that I enjoyed a lot and still enjoy to
awesome.
this day. So
very cool.
They did a sequel for the Xbox 360 called Perfect Dark Zero. It was okay, but nothing really that special. So
okay. Yeah, they got the new one coming out for the new Xbox at some point in the near future. I know they announced last year, I think. Yeah, there's a new Perfect Dark coming out for Xbox.
Now Greg's got to buy an Xbox.
I was just gonna say, did I just remove? Did I just remove a bunch of money?
I did not know this.
Account? Greg, remind me after the show. I'll send you a link.
Send it now.
Okay.
Meeting go. No, I'm just kidding. No. In all honesty, I did not know this.
Well,
I did not know this.
That is my gift to you for today.
That is
I don't know when it's. I think it's a ways away. So start saving up for the Xbox Series X.
It's already spent. So no, I'm just kidding. No, please send me that. I do want to research it because I've been I didn't think anything. I thought it was done. It was done.
Nope. I don't know. I don't know how much has been out about it, but there you go. All right. I will send that to you a little bit later. All right. My number 2 is Mario Kart. So we're good there. Do you guys want to do honorable mentions before or after?
Sure.
What do you want to do?
We can do honorable.
Because I have a feeling I think we all have the same number 1.
Well, we should.
We should. Yeah. All right.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. I'll just run through mine. I had a couple. Wave Race 64. Loved Wave Race.
Yep. Good game.
I had Jet Moto for PS1, which was probably one of my favorite games of all time. And that was like a jet ski hover bike, and Wave Race was very similar. Not as good as Jet Moto, but Wave Race is great. Music was awesome. Graphics were pretty cool. Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars.
Yeah. A recent pickup for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, recent one. Yeah, that was like $2.99. So that was one I remember playing at my friend's when he first got his N64. Is it great? No, but it's fun.
Solid Star Wars.
It's fun, game. And it continues the storyline of what should have happened after the original trilogy instead of the monstrosity that is 7, 8, 9. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Mario 64. I'm going to be honest. I bought that Switch collection that came out. Mario 64 is not that great. Hot take. Not that good.
Really?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
But you never played it. You never played it.
I played the first level a lot when I was a kid at my neighbor's house or friend's house, and that was cool. But going back now, and maybe this is just with rose tinted glasses, it controls like shit. It doesn't control good. Yeah, I didn't like it. And then the other one that I'm sure everyone if there's anyone listening right now, they're probably screaming, what about Ocarina of Time? I never played Ocarina of Time growing up, so I'm hoping we get a remaster of that because I am all in on Zelda now after Breath of the Wild. So those are my honorable mentions. Vinny, what about you?
I have Mario Kart as an honorable mention.
Fair enough.
Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, that's
another good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and NFL Blitz.
That was another one I owned. I forgot about Blitz. Yep. Yeah, that's a great game. Played a ton of that. Good list.
Calls.
Good list. Greg, what about you?
Well, I am going to mention Super Mario 64. Did enjoy that game. It did. You know what?
Maybe I just suck at it.
You're probably right. It was a difficult game. It probably did control like shit, but a lot of those games
that's
control
true.
like shit.
That's true.
The N64 controller is kind of one of a kind.
It's unique.
So
Yeah,
it's very unique. I have the 3D All-Star, same as you, Justin. I haven't played the I use that much more for Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, which I absolutely
here's a
love.
hot take. I think Sunshine I liked Sunshine more than 64, and I played those both.
So do
time.
do I. Yeah, I'll agree
and
with
Odyssey,
you there.
I'm sorry, Odyssey and Galaxy are way better than both the other two, but yeah.
So I have one more honorable mention.
Right,
I don't have Super Mario 64. I forgot to take it off the thing, but I have this guy right here, and big surprise.
Oh, it's blue. Oh, that threw me off. I thought it was another different blue game when I saw that.
So
World is not enough.
World is not enough. Solid Bond game. Good shooter.
I agree.
And, yeah, had a lot of fun with that game.
Next time you're over, Greg, I have that for PS1. I have never gotten past like the second level in that game.
It's actually
Justin, are you kidding me?
I could not.
I had that for PS1 too because they didn't have GoldenEye.
Yeah, they didn't have GoldenEye. Yeah,
so I got that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be just like GoldenEye, and I'm like, oh, it's not. But I beat the game.
Okay, maybe this summer I'll give it. I haven't played it in probably 15 years.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. I was a dumbass kid. Maybe that's the problem.
You do admit that you're not good at shooting in Battlefield.
Yes, that's why
there's no helicopters.
Reviving was
there's no helicopters and there's no repair. I can't repair vehicles, can I? No.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, maybe that's why. All right. Well, I think it's safe to say our number one N64 game of all time for all three of us is GoldenEye. The man himself, James Bond. Vinny, you just want to share anything first? Then we'll go to Greg.
Say the gold standard for N64 games and shooter games, and there's nothing that compares to it. No. If you think so, you're wrong. Just stop. Just stop talking. You lose all credibility. It is the most perfect first-person shooter game for the N64.
Yes.
The multiplayer was absolutely stellar.
Still holds up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I just wish they could redo the game the exact same way, and I think people maybe add in some more features, but redo it for the Switch or something like that.
Yeah,
and just have it be the exact same because they redid GoldenEye.
They did one with Daniel Craig, and that was not.
And it wasn't the same.
Trash.
I think I played the first level expecting it to be just like, it's going to be the GoldenEye with Bronson, but having Craig stand in instead. And then I played the first level, I'm like, this isn't it. And I turned it off right away.
Yep.
Yes.
You did the right thing.
Yeah.
Greg, Mr. Bond himself, what do you want to share about GoldenEye?
Pretty much, Vinny, he said the words, beautifully right there. This was my beginning into the madness. This kind of kickstarted the life I live now. It kickstarted the love of video games. It kickstarted the love of James Bond. Both of them, two birds with one stone. Multiplayer, amazing. Playing with your friends, shooting each other, holding each other hostage with the RCP-90.
Yes,
you don't have a fucking chance if that's the case. Single player, first. Like I think I said on the Joe Darlington podcast, I played that before I saw the movie, and the last two missions, obviously, hey, where's Jaws? Blah blah blah, and then but it followed the movie beautifully for me. Even just messing around with the cheats, paintball mode,
paintball,
just
DK mode,
even trying to get the cheats, you had to beat missions certain ways and stuff like that. That was ingenious.
It was so well done. And I thank it for introducing me to this, Bond universe. And you guys are not, Bond nuts like me, and you're probably lucky that way. But there are so many of these Bond shitheads out there that's like, well, it's a good game, but it's not a good Bond game. So I think about it. It's just he's just going around shooting people. James Bond doesn't do that. I'm just like, shut your European ass up.
The accent thing is my bit, Greg. It was a good.
I'm
just kidding. That was awesome.
Good job.
That was really good.
I'm sorry, Justin.
No, I'll let it slide. That was good.
But that's how they fucking sound.
Yeah, I know.
This is like,
we're gonna get a bunch of hate mail now.
James Bond doesn't, go around with machine guns and do that. Bloody hell. You're just like, fuck you. This is James Bond for some people. This GoldenEye,
right here, yeah,
for Justin right there. I mean,
this is all I know.
Sake.
Yeah,
I mean, just a revolutionary video game.
Yeah.
So
I
say argue what you will if it's not Bond enough for you, Ian Fleming turd. But you know what? Arguably my favorite game of all time. Just what I got out of it.
Greg, where would you be right now if you did not get GoldenEye?
I'd probably be like an astronaut. I'd probably be at the International Space Station looking above.
You would be James Bond.
There's cloud cover over Antarctica right now. It's like, Houston, do you copy? But who wants to do that shit?
Like you said, it opened your love to Bond and games, right? So
it did. It just would turn into like almost, maybe a light obsession or whatever. But just that, seeing the first person shooter style. I'm just like, this is what I've been looking for. So.
Yeah. No, I think to echo you and Vinny, you guys nailed it. The one thing for me that I was shocked by as a kid, because I don't remember a lot of PS1 games doing this, but like, going through the level on the easy difficulty first, because that's just what I always did, because I'm a baby. And running into all these things in the game and being like, okay, what is all this extra crap in here that you can interact with, but it doesn't do anything in this level? Mm-hmm. And then realizing, if I go back and play it on a harder difficulty, there's more things to do. Those other items are things you should interact with. So for me, that was awesome. When I finally got around to playing GoldenEye, the single player, obviously, because I played multiplayer first, but and obviously I think the no odd job rule is still something we all follow. Great game. That is all I know pretty much about Bond, besides Pierce Brosnan being in the game, and that drove me to eventually see GoldenEye,
Yep. Well, if you
would last 5-10 years, but
if you would have played through The World Is Not Enough, you would know 2 movies.
That's true.
That is true.
That one followed pretty well with the movie too, because I haven't seen that movie. I've only played the game.
So in my head, I probably said, "Oh, that's cool. They made a sequel to that GoldenEye video game."
You know what?
And somewhere Greg's head just explodes.
Right? Yeah. No. The World Is Not Enough video game is actually it does, it's kind of like the same level of GoldenEye. Do the movie justice a little bit, because I saw The World Is Not Enough before I played The World Is Not Enough video game. It's like, this is oh no, that was the other way around. No, my mistake. I played the game first and then I saw the movie. So maybe it's that reverse effect. I don't know, but I
gotcha.
Either way, to this day, I think it does. The World Is Not Enough does the movie credit.
Sure.
So
yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's our 5 N64 game list. If you think we are completely stupid and or if you want to yell at me about Mario 64 being garbage, feel free. Let us know. You can contact us on Twitter. You can tweet us at baseball and what, email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/baseball and whatever. Send us your top 5 lists. We will be happy to read them. Tell us where we went wrong. Tell us where we went right. And if you are someone who played with Odd Job as a kid, email us and try and justify why you were right, but you're not.
Did you guys have a favorite character? Really cool.
I liked Odd Job. I'm just gonna say it. I love I just like taking the hat out and trying to throw it at people.
I liked being was it the Janus Naval Marine or Naval, whoever the soldiers were on the frigate? That's who I always picked because I liked that level so much. So that was mine. What about you guys?
I was General Arumov. That was my guy.
Choice.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
I
loved him in the movie too. So I won't get into it. I'm really trying not to.
He's fighting every urge right now. I can see it.
Yeah.
Mute me. It's coming. No, just kidding.
Vinny, you got any last things you need to share before we wrap up?
Yeah. I have some. There was an article on CBS Sports about Baez and his current pace. So I just wanted to read off what his current paces are to finish the season. He's going to have 132 hits, 14 doubles, 38 home runs, 105 RBIs. He's going to score 86 runs, have 24 steals, 19 walks, 216 strikeouts, and have a 4.1 WAR. That is insane.
Oh, Javi, come on, man. 14 doubles does not seem like nearly enough for him, for a guy that can produce as much as he can. But yeah, wow.
38 home runs and 216 strikeouts.
Oh. Is that the record? Right. 216? What's the record for strikeouts? See, I thought it was Ryan Howard.
That's like Russell Branyan level of strikeouts right there.
Oh, God. Yeah. Russell Branyan, the lumberjack.
Well, I will definitely check that article out just so I can cry after hearing that. So.
Yeah.
Oh, no, baseball's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it. All right. Or hobby for that matter. Greg, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to share before we wrap up?
No, but I had a lot of fun, guys, and I like both your lists. Yes. They're super solid. Well done.
Excellent. All right. Well, on that note, we will see you guys next time. Give us a shot if you need anything or want to tell us what to talk about. And this week is E3 2021. All the video game news is coming out. So at some point throughout the week, either the three of us or the two of us or one of us will be talking about that. We'll do some little trailer videos. We tried one for Battlefield, which went horribly wrong. So if you want to see me try and match up the audio and the video as best I can through OBS, and it was a tire fire, feel free to check that on YouTube. The next one will be done in our normal way on Zoom, so it will come out much better. On that note, there's Vinny, there's Greg, I'm Justin. This is Baseball and Whatever. We will see you guys next time. Take care and stay safe. See you guys.
See you.